people are using these COVID to conceal other social ills like racism, and a lot of things has happened in our country along racial lines, and people have been excluded. People they were biased against people based on race and skin color, and so much so that I once had to address an issue with a local school where I indicated that what they have done is improper and that actually borders on racism. So that is what basically happened, is that also in terms of when we look at COVID and the fact that it affects everybody, the poor of the poorest were the worst affected because they couldn't afford the expensive hospitals, they couldn't get the necessary care, and people has died in the thousands. What we have seen from COVID is that people get infected when they are close to each other. All right, where they said that most people got infected at funerals, but if you're gonna open other spaces, obviously that's gonna affect. People will infect each other, especially children, if there's children there. Because remember, children is just carriers. You don't know whether they have COVID or not. And therefore, they could infect their parents. They could infect other people in that open area or beaches or wherever. They could infect it. And I don't think that the people that has requested those things to be open while we are in lockdown have no sympathy for the people, for the poorest of the poor, because we don't have those luxuries. The poor people doesn't have those luxuries. I would even go so far as to say that in terms of the lockdown and the fact that alcohol were banned, I think that was right, because South Africa hasn't shown themselves to be a disciplined country. Therefore, people were drinking. They don't actually got infected, but they did have an effect in terms of the medical care that other people have received. Yes, so I felt that if you can't control yourself,